I used to work in a job where you had to take phone calls every single day. It was hell, the complaints, the drama. But what if there was something even more sinister and creepy behind that other side of the phone? Grab a blanket, turn off your lights, and remember that you are still safe over the phone until they find out where you are. Call center creeper. I used to work at a call center that handled the customer service calls for a very popular makeup brand. The department was made out of 40 women and maybe 3 men. We would occasionally get immature, flirty calls that were obvious and dismissed quickly. Overall, getting calls from males was rare. One day I got a call from a man who wanted to know more about makeup. He said he had lost a bet with his friends and had to wear a full face of makeup for a week. He was completely normal sounding, even charming. I looked forward to these calls to break up my day, so didn't really think much of it. I went through the website with him, going through each category in-depth application. He said he was writing everything down. I spent almost 2 hours on the phone with him and felt like it was a positive interaction. A few days later at lunch, I overheard managers discussing a man who calls in saying he lost a bet, needs makeup advice. He had been calling in for years. In the beginning, it was obvious what he was doing, loudly masturbating to the woman's voices. Even though his story stayed the same for years, he obviously got better at disguising his intentions. It was much more graphic in the first phone calls. Needless to say, I was very disturbed that I had been talking to this man for hours and had no idea anything was off. People who are good at hiding things are some of the most terrifying people to me. Let's not meet in real life. Call center creep. I started working at a call center around the middle of November. I was really excited to make more money. Don't do it, it's a trap. And I was even more excited to wear normal clothes and not a uniform. My first few weeks were just training, and once or twice a week, you could meet with team and supervisor, depending on what times you picked that you wanted your schedule to be. I chose the 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. shift. Training was 6 weeks long, and I was nearing the last 2 weeks of training when I got a friend request from someone I didn't know. Upon further investigation, I saw that he worked at the call center as well, but I had no idea who he was or how he knew me or my name. After I approved the request, I got a message from him. He explained that he was on my team, and he found out my name from a girl on the team who used to go to middle school with me. I have one of those really distinct faces, I guess. I always give people the benefit of the doubt, purely just because I've been judged a lot on what I look like, so I want to give everyone a chance before I shut them out. I will definitely think twice about that though. He messaged me constantly, and if I didn't reply, he would send multiple messages in a row. I got messages almost every hour, from really random things about his dog or how pretty he thought I was. I tried to ignore them and just keep the conversation down, being kind of passive and aloof. He would send me emails at work if I didn't check my phone to text back. I sat across from him diagonally, and I would always catch him staring at me. I told my supervisor about it, and she spoke to him once, and he apologized and gave me a lot of candy the following days. I didn't eat any of it. One week, he had scheduled PTO and wasn't going to be there for at least a week. I was super happy about that until he was in the cafeteria waiting. I asked him what he was doing, and he said he just wanted to talk to me face to face, that he valued our friendship, and that he didn't want to lose me over a misunderstanding. Why would you want me to come into work when you schedule PTO. Whatever, I just brushed it off. I talked to my supervisor again, and they moved him spots. But he still sent me emails and found reasons to walk by my desk. I ended up deleting him off Facebook when he called me 11 times and sent me 23 text messages in a row. After that, a day or so later, he messaged me asking why we weren't friends anymore and that I shouldn't do anything to stir up drama in the workplace. I had my boyfriend talk to him, and after that, I didn't hear from him again. I decided to leave the call center because, to be honest, it sucked and he was becoming a big annoyance, and having the supervisor talk to him wasn't helping. I was sitting in my living room one night with my boyfriend and roommate, and 2 police officers asked to speak with me. They said someone from my work was concerned about me and they felt it was important to do a checkup on me. They didn't say who it was, but I called in and asked my supervisor about it. She told me it wasn't her or the other team lead, and I told her who I thought it was, and that I would be leaving because of it. I'm super paranoid about it still, and the fact that he would go as far as to call the police. I don't even know how he knew where I lived. Tell me about your Android phones. I work at a call center for a major cell phone carrier. Usually when a customer comes through, they are already verified. It's not unusual, however, for customers to come through without verifying their information, or even for potential customers to call in asking about some commercial they saw on TV. On this particular day, actually it was just on Monday, my 10-hour shift was winding to a close, and I was thinking about how many calls could potentially come through in the 3 hours I had left. Suddenly, a mechanical ding hits my ear, and I say my greeting in my most cheerful, though forced greeting. Thanks for calling my cell phone company. My name is... How can I help you out today? Yeah, I want to know what kind of deals you have going on for your phones. I'm not a cell phone company customer yet, but if you take the time with me to talk about your plans and what you have, and if I liked what I hear, I might sign up. I want you to take some time to not only go over prices with me, but also let me know about the camera and some other tech stuff. Are you okay with doing that? I'm going to interrupt myself right here to say that these types of calls are honestly the most annoying. There's no guarantee that they'll even sign up, and even if they decide to, I can't open an account. They have to go to a specialist. The other really annoying thing is that they can basically do all of this window shopping online like normal people. Anyways, I eagerly say that I'm able to help him out, and I start asking him what type of phones he's looking for. Generally, every customer, even customers who are window shopping, have some kind of idea what they want, or at least what type of operating system they want to use. This guy seriously hadn't put any thought into it. Tell me about your Android phones. There are a shit ton of phones. I don't even know where to begin. I just started going through the different more popular phones. I start telling him about the tech specs, and as I'm talking, I'm hearing something in the background. It catches me off guard, and I pause for a minute, trying to determine if I'm actually hearing it or if I'm just jumping to conclusions. Then suddenly, keep going. I'm liking what I'm hearing. At that moment, I'm trying to keep my composure. I was furious. I've done call center work for a total of 4 years. I know a perv on the line when I hear one. I also know what a dude whacking it sounds like. I still didn't want to jump to conclusions, but I just needed a way to let my supervisor know what was happening. I pretended that my webpage was taking extra long to load. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. My system is having a slight issue. Can I place you on a brief hold while I reset it? I am so sorry about that." "Yeah, that's fine. I'll be right here." I immediately stood up and went to my supervisor. He was able to dial in and listen to the call live. I told him that I didn't want to assume, but I had this happen before and I could hear things in the background. Luckily, after I went back to him, I thanked him for his patience in holding and started going over some phones again. But he wasn't on the line much longer. Right in the middle of my sentence, the call disconnected. It makes me sick to know that there are seriously some people out there who call random call centers to find a girl with a nice voice to have some kind of ear rape session. Honestly, I felt very violated and had to take a minute to compose myself. I felt even worse because I work with my fiance on the same team. He was sitting there right beside me while I was having this nasty conversation. Android cell phone guy, let's not meet.